Yep, it's very hot. Really hot.
Hey guys, Aspire here, and today we'll be reviewing the Athlon 200GE. The Athlon 200GE has 2 cores, 4 threads, a base clock of 3.2 GHz, has a 35 watt of TDP, has Radeon Vega 3 graphics with 3 GPU cores, and memory frequency of 2667 MHz. The socket of the CPU is AM4, bringing you plenty of compatibility down the line, and it supports Windows 10 only. Today we'll be benchmarking the CPU with 8 gigs of G-Skill memory clocked at 2667 MHz, overclocked in the B350 M-A motherboard from ASUS. The AMD Athlon 200GE costs around $60 or 3,113 pesos 0.70 centavos in the Philippines and can be bought anywhere from retail stores to online. The first benchmark of the day is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. On the highest settings on 1080p, we averaged 30 FPS with the minimums of 10.9 FPS, a max of 19.2 FPS, and a 1 and 0.1% lows of 8.4 and 1.8 FPS. The game was laggy as I go into areas where many players are killing each other. So I tried lowering the graphics and keep the resolution to 1080p, and the results are positive to see. We averaged 62.3 FPS with a minimum of 40.4 FPS, a max of 80.2 FPS, and 1 and 0.1% below of 34.5 and 19.2 FPS. The match ran good, which made me play better. For recommendations when playing CSGO on competitive, it's best to play on low for smooth experience. Insurgency ran well on 1080p medium, with an average of 40.5 FPS with a minimum of 22.8 FPS, a max of 79.2 FPS, and 1 and 0.1% below of 24 and 15.9 FPS. Insurgency ran well with no stuttering and such, but my experience is good, so you may have a good experience on some maps depending on the details of the map, which means this is recommended. Grid 2 default its graphics settings on medium 720p and ran smoother. It averaged 69.9 FPS, a minimum of 53.5 FPS, a max of 115.3 FPS, and 1 and 0.1% slow of 55.2 and 51.3 FPS. The game was smooth that I would not even have problems when racing. If you're a gamer who loves racing, this would be a perfect game for you running on an Athlon 200GE. Apex Legends was the last demanding benchmark for today, and it suffered the most despite playing on 720p in the lowest settings. It averaged 28.8 FPS with a minimum of 15.4 FPS, a max of 83.8 FPS, and 1 and 0.1% lows of 16.2 and 14.3 FPS. My experience suffered a little and somehow maintained 30 FPS on some areas, but going to like grassy areas or in a firefight, you may suffer 25 FPS below. I would recommend this, but good luck suffering on some areas on lag. In Cinebench R20, the CPU scored 778. It scored between the i5-3500U, which is a 2-core 4-threaded CPU at 2.30 GHz, and the i5-3550, which is a 4-core and 4-threaded CPU at 3.30 GHz. So what's with my conclusion with the AMD Athlon 200GE? Well, it's a cheap price of $60, or in the Philippine pesos of 3,113.70 pesos less. This price is great for people who are looking for a cheap yet upgradable choice for their PC, from home to gaming or office PC. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry I hadn't released this video due to problems on my PC for some reason, and really busy through the summer, including my rehearsal on drums, which you can check out in the link of the description. Well, that's all I'm gonna say with this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!
Oh great, Windows updates again. How come? God, I'm dying here.